Furry Vengeance. Did you say you've seen this or just?
Yes. Fine. I went with Joe, my 10-year-old. We went to see because nothing else. We'd seen everything else, so we went to see Furry Vengeance with George of the Jungle. Watch out for that tree.
So the story. Do you want to do the story setup, or shall I do it?
No, you do it.
Okay. So the story. Thank you. So the story is that Brendan Pies Fraser is
Pastor Boy.
Pastor Boy is a nice. I'm going to use is a nice family man who has moved from the city to a little sort of forest enclave where he is living in a show home in order that he may oversee the development of a little nestle of houses to be built by a green company within this area. Little does he know that actually what he is a stooge for the company, which is really wants to decimate the entire forest and turn the whole thing into some sort of suburban horror. The animals get wise to what's happening and they decide to wreak furry vengeance.
All I am saying is I think you should take a day off and consult a professional. You're obviously going through something.
I can't do that. I can't afford to miss another meeting with Lyman. The guy's flying hundreds of miles out of his way just to see me.
Mr. Eco Developer is flying hundreds of miles out of his way in a private jet in order to have a meeting about eco development.
Right. Hey, that's funny. Look, honey, just because a crow kept me up all night, it's no reason to throw in the towel. It's gonna take a lot more than that to keep Dan Sanders from building his utopia.
So the boss is played by Ken Jeong, who is actually gets all the best laughs. He's quite funny, and I counted 3 or 4 good chuckles when he was on screen. The rest of the time, despite the fact that it's CGI animals fight back and do stuff and cover Brendan Fraser in mud and stuff and water, and there's a certain amount of animal excretion jokes, and there's
lots of skunks,
lots of musk and all that sort of stuff flying around. I did find it pretty pedestrian, and I went in really wanting to enjoy it, wanting to think, oh, good, early, good fun kids movie, blah blah blah, and I didn't enjoy it half as much as I should have. Despite the fact that I like Brendan Fraser, despite the fact that I like the idea of animals getting together and dropping things on evil developers, Ken Jeong, I did laugh at his stuff. The rest of it. Here's the key to what was wrong with it. Did you say to the end?
Yes.
Did you see the musical sequence at the end?
Yes.
So at the end of the film, there's a musical sequence in which they play some song. Is it a popular song with young people? I didn't recognise it.
Me neither.
No, you do. Okay, fine. Because you're 62 and I'm 58.
Something like that.
Fine. So they play a popular song, but with young people, and in which all the key members of the cast do a little bit of lip syncing and dancing. When you run out of ideas in a film, get the cast to lip sync and do a bit of dancing. And then there's a sequence of clips, not outtakes, in which they're doing this song, lip syncing and dancing around, but you realise that they've done it all the way through the movie. There's the bit when she's wearing the skunk makeup, there's the bit when he's in such and such, and you realise that what looks like a totally throwaway gag has in fact been the comic bedrock throughout the production. And the gag, it's laboured, and there's a bit when it's Brooke Shields, there's a little moment of her doing a Blue Lagoon. In fact, I didn't even notice it was Brooke Shields until she comes on at the end dressed up as Brooke Shields out of Blue Lagoon. You go, oh, that's who it is, it's Brooke Shields out of Blue Lagoon. And in a way, in the same way that the dog was the touchstone for everything that was wrong with Backup Plan, the dance number, the song number, was exactly what's wrong with Furry Vengeance, which is that the gag's just very, very laboured and very, very not as funny as it should be. And actually, I was rather disappointed, which I went in with higher expectations. Are you?
See, that's the thing.
Fine.
I think target audience 4, 5, 6-year-olds,
okay.
7, you're on the edge. He declared it to be the worst film he has ever seen in his life. In fact, he decided that very early.
And he saw Alvin and the Chipmunks 2 with me.
Yeah.
So did he think Alvin and the Chipmunks 2 was better?
No, yeah. No, clearly. If that's the worst film he's ever seen, everything else
is better.
Is going to be better than that. So I think 10-year-olds will sneer, and they think this is juvenile.
Yeah,
this is trivial.
But I don't mind. I don't mind juvenile, trivial, and for babies, because the first Alvin and the Chipmunks was all those things, but it was quite funny. There's a quote from Brendan Fraser, who's an executive producer. He says, "I was entrusted with the privilege of being an executive producer on this one. It allowed me to have a strong sense of collaboration with everyone involved in the process of putting together the picture from pre to post production." What that means is they went to Brendan Fraser, said, "Want to do a Cut the Animals movie?" No. Brooke Shields is in it. Really? Big executive producer. Oh, all right then.